Issue 269. In the first story, after I see that they ruined the interface of their site, Dexter is on risk of being put on trial for releasing Supersonic. Amy says that Tails can't be buying that Dexter would risk the plan on purpose. Tails goes into denial and thinks someone planted the evidence with a robot double, and Amy makes me hate her briefly by dismissing Tails and saying that being his friend doesn't make Sonic innocent, not even properly responding to the fact that Tails said Sonic fights badniks. He didn't say Sonic was his friend. Amy storms off, annoyed that a lot of people are saying Sonic's innocent these days, and she thinks that people are just delusional and want to have more heroes to believe in. This is really unlikable of her. And then we see Kane saying that the reason he's making a controversial biopic on Dexter is because some people have been trashing heroes for the worst of reasons. Is he actually feeling guilty for what he did to Sonic? Say it then. It wouldn't make much sense otherwise, unless he thinks he can make more money this way, but why even talk as if Sonic's being trashed for the worst of reasons? I mean, what other hero could anyone think he's referring to? At least they seem to be implying that the people of Mobius are starting to believe Sonic's innocent again more and more, but it's too late by this point. And it's like none of them are saying that it's because Sonic has gone a very long time without doing anything evil and has just been fighting badniks and helping people. Amy accuses the Mafia of hiring thugs to capture Sonic before he turned super, and I misread Flickypedia as Fuckipedia at first, twice, and had to do a double take. He really should have just said Wikipedia. Why Flicky specifically? Then the Shanazar bounty hunters show up threatening Amy, and Harvest Man doesn't know them and just tells them to take it outside. At least he shows decency again by saying that there's no need for collateral damage, telling everyone to leave. I like this Granite guy. No, it's a really brilliant twist that he's kind of good. Like, I'd expect only a fan comic to have that kind of brilliant twist. Then Prank summons a genie and tells him to zap Amy. The Stone Guy says that it was Backsteel who gave him the order against Sonic. I like that the Stone Guy tells Amy that Sonic helped him save children, but she still doesn't get it. Amy fires a crossbow upwards and she smirks. Since the Stone Guy wants to save kids and Amy says she protects thousands on Miracle Planet, she says she wants to reinterpret his contract. Without us seeing him going to a lawyer, the Stone Guy says that his contract with his boss is fulfilled, as I wonder what this Sonic story has to do with Sonic. And when Dexter tries to run, he stupidly tells Tails his entire plan. Tails tells Dexter off. Sonic trapped himself in the Special Zone to stop Supersonic. He tried to fight Supersonic when he couldn't win. You risked other people's lives. Heroes risk themselves. Dexter is voted guilty, and Amy at least is nice to him, and then learns that it really was Sonic who saved some kids. In the next story, after Shortfuse fortunately cuts someone off from retelling his backstory, he fights some badniks and says he doesn't want to answer Tails' questions, shooting a laser behind him that almost hits Tails. They get threatened by some large badniks, and Tails tells Holly and Nia to round up the team, while Nia will head for the exit with the transport. And he tells Shortfuse to draw the Ubernick's fire to help the groups escape. Shortfuse annoys me by calling Tails bossy, and Tails talks as if Shortfuse wasn't always heavy. He flies Shortfuse around as he shoots some badniks with his laser, and the ape says that Tails isn't the only one with a plan. Shortfuse makes the Ubernicks get tied in knots from chasing them, and then the gorilla tells them that they've rigged the place to blow up, and they get on their vehicles for an escape. I like that Tails lampshades that they only destroyed one of the many badnik factories on Mobius. Shortfuse annoys me by thanking Holly when she did nothing noticeable to help, and Tails says he'll put Shorty in touch with Gun. Shorty is told to say hi to Techno, and he complains, "Not if I can help it." And the story ends with Holly asking Tails if he and Shorty are related. In the next story, after we see Chao advertised as pets who came to Mobius, we see that a museum of Mobian machinery in Metropolis is showing off badniks from history. The museum owner feels sad about people being bored and says that things were more fun for him before television was invented. Amy reassures him that some of those kids weren't even born when the badniks were in service. He asks how he can compete with robotic pets. Wait, so the Chow are robots? They don't look metallic. Why would anyone buy that they're robots? One of the people selling the Chow says that he's gonna get more of the Chow, and another one calls the customers morons and sheep in a whisper. The guy says that by pretending the Chow are toys, they can infiltrate any shop with their stock, and by the time people find out they're living creatures, they're long gone. Then a dark Chow attacks him, and a whole bunch of Chow start running around wild for some reason. Tails briefly looks glum in front of Amy, remembering that he used to be a coward, and the story ends with Amy and Tails being threatened. In the next story, we see Choi reporting on the Emerald Hill folk fixing the damage that Supersonic has caused, and he points out that it's a gaping hole in South Island's defenses. At least he's told off, "You are not helping," since he's just begging for Eggman to come in and take his advice. A military commander says that since Supersonic ravaged Egg Bastion's defenses, it can't survive a major assault, and he tells the Chaotix that this is a key moment and they can win the war. Back at the Crimson Cobra Inc., which is apparently the Chaotix HQ, Omni briefly complains that he can't go on a date, as Vector says that using Omni's frame, they can access cyberspace again, and take the fight to Eggman's systems. Mighty complains that they're monitored by a 6-year-old, and SBO says that she's one of the top hackers in Mobius. And she's 12, making me wonder how Mighty could mistake her for being a little kid. SBO says that Mighty's never even heard of the times table, and they get sent in front of Shadow, and Mighty immediately tries to attack him for looking like the real Shadow. Shadow says that if he wants to hear sound and fury signifying nothing, he'll go lurk around message boards. Vector apologizes that he hasn't told Mighty and Charmy about him for good reason, and Shadow says he's created a back door right in Eggman's main systems. The reason he didn't use it is that the systems are full of badniks for the Chaotix to fight, and Eggman considers the Chaotix to be malware. SBO complains that Iggy isn't helping them, and Vector says that Iggy hasn't been in contact with him once, asking if her link is blocked. Is she gonna secretly turn out to be a villain? Shadow says her link is being blocked, and he reveals that he had told the security programs the Chaotix were coming. It turns out that for the sake of an interesting plot, Shadow really had accepted the deal with Eggman. Iggy isn't able to contact anyone, and the story ends with Shadow being shown a metal shadow body. In the next story, we see the Blue Coast Zone, where warm temperatures make it one of the most popular holiday destinations on Mobius. Then we see some thugs pouring purple goop into the water, which is a mind control compound that'll make the people of the zone obey any order they're given. Then Silver shows up to fight, and his catchphrase that he's what remains of a legacy in the last hero standing is really starting to annoy me by now. He really thinks he's that cool? He's called out that his catchphrase should be something more simple, and when something gets thrown at him, for some reason Silver can't telekinetically control it anymore, as the criminals run off and Silver can't control his powers anymore. I wonder if Silver would get blamed for what the criminals did. With Silver wondering where his powers went, he then asks AG and looks sad. So was I really supposed to believe this AG AI was the entire source of his magic powers? I mean, I guess at least it is a source, but still. I wouldn't associate telekinesis with an AI. Then Tails, who heard what happened, asks Silver if he's okay, and Silver asks him what happened to the first Metalix he fought on Miracle Planet. Tails looks adorable as he says that the Metalix just disappeared along with Eggman's machines as if it had never existed. Then he looks sad when Silver realizes glumly that his own future will also disappear. Meaning that, yeah, time travel can't save a future, only destroy it and replace it with a better one. Tails tries to look on the bright side, and the story ends with Silver starting to disappear. Because naturally, he was never born. Because of the website's horrible new interface, I wasn't able to see who even wrote the issues. They basically forced me to go with the worst interface with the long load times for pages and the constantly scrolling banners behind them. Because of the... well, so much for the horizontal bar interface. Anyways, the first story, in a Sonic story, doesn't have Sonic show up at all, and instead has Amy negotiate the stone golem guy into quitting his contract and going to protect some kids on Miracle Planet. I really like that he was reinterpreted to be a softie at heart. It's a nice twist with his tough guy appearance. The second story has Short Fuse help Tails escape and destroy a badnik plant, with the destruction being mostly due to a bomb the gorilla guy planted. The third story is about a business owner couple using Chao to try to steal things from businesses, only for it to go horribly wrong, and the fourth story is about making it clear that Silver really did save his future, and now he's gonna disappear because of it.